Alright guys, it's about time that we talk about this one. Moonfall. Oh boy. The movie released in 2022, which means that it came 24 years after Michael Bay's Armageddon and a year after Don't Look Up, the DiCaprio movie with Jennifer Lawrence. I was about to say Katniss Everdeen, browsing through the movies that she's been in. But yeah, essentially another movie with such disaster there. Now, one of these, Don't Look Up, is made by Adam McKay, who is more of a comedy director, a direction towards which this movie definitely could have gone through, but never really did. Like, it tried, but it didn't quite hit the note. It was too stuck up on the supposed science that it was depicting. The other one then is Armageddon by Michael Bay, who I highly suspect is somebody that Emmerich is trying to one-up at every occasion. Like, if Michael Bay has his Transformers movies that keep on getting as crazy as possible, and of course the occasional movie that is supposed to appeal to either the Patriots or the Chinese audience, then Emmerich has got to do something similar, but like a cheaper knockoff. So like, seriously, think about this. Emmerich is watching Michael Bay in his slightly younger years, throwing a meteor towards the Earth, and of course subsequent other directors who did the same, and he goes like, you guys are throwing pebbles towards the blue rock? Come on. I can throw the fucking moon. Well, my description isn't doing this any justice, so without further ado, let's just jump into what Cody has to say about this.
They made a movie about the moon smashing into Earth.
And it also would be criminal if that wasn't the song that they used for this one.
Ouch. Roland Emmerich, a director I just can't stop talking about. Please help me. I don't know what it is about Emmerich movies. They never have particularly good plots or characters. They're fundamentally bad films, but I'm a sucker for disaster movies, and he really is the only one still doing them. Emmerich is proof that sometimes just sticking to a particular niche is all it takes to put food on the table. Just like talking about Emmerich movies. After a long career of having America get destroyed by aliens, climate change, and an ancient Mayan prophecy, I thought Emmerich was done with these type of movies. Can't really top 2012. There were no more worlds to conquer. Or were there? Moonfall was a movie I was just excited to hear about when it was first announced. The concept just sounded so dense. As a scholar in the disaster genre, I knew I was going to be in for a true Emmerich experience. A real classic. And I guess I was the only one, because nobody saw this movie. It bombed at the box office. The budget for this was $146 million.
Which sucks so bad, because at the end of the movie, he was trying to set up like a freaking universe. Because of course he would. It was the end of the Marvel craze, right? Everybody needed to establish themselves in the cinematic universe.
In the US, it made 19. It was pulled from theaters after 6 weeks. I think more people saw videos about Moonfall than the actual movie. But if you did see this movie, it changed your life forever.
I think the rest of the revenue came straight from China because of one babysitter. Wild.
I would not describe Moonfall as a good film. God, no.
Fuck the moon.
But I just don't have the heart to call it bad. Don't get me wrong, there are so many fundamental flaws here, but man, it's so insane, I can't dislike it. It's like a dog that tore up your furniture and shit on your rug. I can't stay mad at you. This movie feels like it came out 10 years ago, like it was originally slated for 2008, but got sucked into a time portal. Only recently was it spat back out. Now you might be thinking, alright, that's cool and all, but how do you make an actual movie just from this plot? The moon...
Oh yeah, I can't speak. The ellipticity that would have made him wider or more elliptical by pulling on his axes.
Cool. Where else is the plot gonna go? You have no idea.
Yo, by the way, this one shot, I do believe that I put an edit on that during the last video for the day after tomorrow. When the moon rises, like a freaking kaiju mocking you, like the bloody moon from Zelda, Nah. This is just too cartoonish. Like, you could literally replace that shot right there with the sound of Godzilla rising from the ocean and it would be the same.
You have no idea. Our story begins with, like, a minute of logos, a true sign that we, the audience, are about to watch some high art. All of it spliced together with footage from Apollo 11. This ain't Dark of the Moon. Neil and Buzz aren't about to discover Sentinel Prime. We're introduced to our two main characters, Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry. They have actual character names, but at the same time,
who cares?
Do you care? Through this totally normal dialogue that isn't forced or clunky at all, we learn these two are the best of chums.
What does it even mean to miss the rains down in Africa?
The lyrics are, I bless rains down in Africa.
What?
Is that a thing some people get confused by?
No.
Isn't that like the only part of the song anybody even remembers? Is this a common thing I didn't know about? This poor attempt at witty banter is suddenly interrupted by the smoke monster from Lost.
Nanomachine, son.
Off he goes. The smoke monster shuts off all the electronics on the space shuttle before burying itself into the moon. An event that nobody else happens to see, despite it being on the side facing the Earth.
Listen, I fully sympathize with the nanomachines there, because all they were trying to do was just to stop that awful singing from Patrick Wilson.
10 years later, Patrick is a disgraced astronaut. NASA blames Patrick for the space shuttle disaster as a way to cover up the whole alien monster story.
A passing meteor or a solar flare could have caused that kind of disturbance, correct?
Why blame Patrick for all of it instead of just saying it was a natural disaster? Why are they publicly blaming an astronaut for not detecting a meteor, something that's not even in his job description? Why did the script forget what the job of these people are?
Also, it is to be pointed that Halle Berry, as he's literally stated there in the intro clip, was supposed to be his best buddy. Literally, in part of the movie, the brown guy there, who was with them, pointed out that they seem to be acting like a married couple. And you know what one part of the married couple said? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about, dude. So yeah, she kind of pulled the dick move there.
Disturbance, correct?
Why blame Patrick for all of it instead of just saying it was a natural disaster? Why are they publicly blaming an astronaut for not detecting a meteor, something that's not even in his job description? Why did the script forget what the job of these people are? They ruined this guy's life for literally no reason. His wife left him for Michael Pena, who owns a Lexus dealership, and his kid is a loser who goes on joyrides getting chased by the police. Sam from Game of Thrones is also here.
I always wanted to be a wizard.
And the
Who hacks into a telescope and discovers the truth that the moon is just shifting off its orbit. Don't you just hate it when the rules of gravity and physics fall apart? Really ruins a Tuesday. Sam tries to tell NASA, but they won't listen. So, like any Redditor from 2015, he asks himself an important question.
What would Elon do?
What?
Yeah, he's a Elon Seeker fan, and also added to the plot, which is very important for some reason, he has IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. God fucking damn it, this movie, that is somehow relevant to the plot.
Somehow Sam is able to tell the world about the moon incident. How does he do this? I actually don't know how. Like, I thought he hacked into NASA's alert system or something on the first watch, but nope. I really think he just posted it on social media, and everyone immediately took it seriously.
Yep. It's trending on Twitter, hasn't it?
Oh god, it's trending on Twitter. That is something
Elon
would
Musk.
do. Because of this news alert from an unidentified source, everyone begins to fucking panic.
Oh my god! That is ironically well timed. Because that is exactly during that time when the movie released that Elon was forced to buy Twitter after making the 420 joke about it. And look at where it got us, one step closer to hell.
Pandemonium in the streets. Okay, alright, quick pause. It's something I've been wondering ever since I saw this movie. If you got an alert that the moon had shifted off its orbit, how many people do you think would actually care? It's not like saying an asteroid or nuke is headed their way. There's just no precedent to go off of. If everyone got a news alert that said the moon was leaving its orbit, I think the first main reaction would be, why is this on my phone? But in Moonfall, in the first minute, everyone immediately understands the ramifications. I just can't help but laugh at all of this.
Take a look around you, man. It's worthless. Whatever. Let's go!
It's such a bonkers problem, and everyone plays it so straight.
Tell me there's been some kind of mistake.
I wish I could, but the math actually checks out, so it's happening.
The moon's coming to Earth. We're in the Majora's Mask timeline.
As frantic shoppers continue to stockpile supplies, as mounting moon terror fuels the mass migration.
Moon terror.
NASA discovers there is a giant hole on the moon,
Here's
so
Mooney.
they send out a team to investigate. It goes about as well as you would expect. The tides are coming in and wrecking up the place. Luckily, absolutely nobody is out on the streets, so I'm just assuming everyone is fine. Day After Tomorrow in 2012 had thousands of people tripping over each other. And in Moonfall, we have like 20 convention goers at a Holiday Inn.
Yes!
Alright, so what's going on here? The smoke monster that's
They're congregating just there to talk about their conspiracy theories. Those are the only one who matters.
attacking the moon is some sort of mechanical machine, like nano machines. Yeah, you know. Since it's a robot, the solution NASA has is to EMP the hell out of it to stop whatever it's doing to the moon.
But?
So, just like the Will Smith classic I, Robot, if you kill the robots, you save the world. The only problem now, though, is that NASA has no working spacecraft in any capacity. So they dust off
Oh, no. It's worse. It is so much worse because originally NASA knew about the aliens. They knew about this thing being on the moon. They were sure. Of course, they framed the guy, Patrick Wilson, for making up some shit despite them truly knowing what was going on. But even worse, they could already have EMP'd it, but decided not to because there was no budget. That was what halted the first attempt at killing those bloody things. This is so fucking nonsensical. Like, come on. You made Independence Day. Do you know how the US military will cream their pants at the opportunity to fire some EMP at something in outer space? They've been yearning for that. They've been developing technology. They just need an excuse. They would have quadrupled that budget if it meant to send something that way.
So they dust off a space shuttle like it was that Xbox 360 used to own before it died of red rings. And just like your Xbox, the shuttle breaks down for a bullshit reason. An earthquake just coincidentally happens exactly where the launch site is.
Shutting
it's
off
not
one of the
enough to
engines.
destroy the spacecraft, but it's enough to slightly damage some engine parts. You know, that's unfortunate. It's a bit of a setback. Everyone just gives up. The president, the military, all of NASA who aren't our main characters, they pack up their bags and leave.
But it's now time for you to go home.
Ah, damn. I really wanted to save the Earth, but AutoZone is closed today, and my schedule's so busy, and they got that specific part of the shuttle I needed. Well, it was a good run. The military goes to their bunker in Colorado and resorts to their original plan, which is to just nuke the moon.
The military, they're prepared to use everything at their disposal to stop the moon.
You can't be serious.
I'm dead serious. They're gonna nuke it.
Everyone has such wrinkled brains. Even if you detonated all of the nukes on the moon at the same time, it still wouldn't blow up.
I don't think that they understand the scale of what they're dealing with here. I really don't think so. Like, on one end, you are able to depict what would happen if the moon got off its axis. If somehow the eccentricity got so bad that we breached the Roach zone, which is the part where if the moon gets too close to the gravitational pull of the Earth, it starts falling off, and of course exerts such a high tidal pull that we get those massive waves that they depicted before in the beginning of the movie. But on one end, they're able to do something like that. Of course, highly unlikely to ever happen, but let's say that if it ever happened, perhaps this is how it would look like. And then you suggest that you could blow up the fucking moon. It's not like we're dealing with like the Apophis, comet or asteroid. No! Like, they're suggesting right now that they could blow up a quarter of the Earth's size. That is not how anything works. Roland Emmerich thinks he's Thanos wielding the Infinity Gauntlet and can just pull a satellite to punish the protagonist of the movie.
This is a massive celestial body larger than North America.
We're launching a counterattack. Large parts of the moon will rain down on us.
What's the plan here? Truly all hope is lost. Or is it? As you see, the closer the moon gets, the stronger its gravitational pull will be. So why not just use that as an advantage?
It can't be done.
If we launch when the moon is directly above us, the increased gravitational pull should give the shuttle a boost.
All you need is Halle Berry pressing the big red go button.
We're underwater, guys!
Sorry, science enthusiasts. You don't win today. They zip past every boulder and rock crumbling off of what used to be our moon, all without taking a scratch.
I saw this part of the movie, and I gave up. I completely gave up. And I especially gave up because they called the whole pull system that the moon was going to be exerting on the spacecraft there gravity waves.
Endeavor, you have got a big-ass gravity wave coming your way. You have to launch now. Over. Did he say gravity wave?
There's no such thing. We have a thing we call gravitational waves in physics, but that is something completely different. Like, think of Einstein's theory of relativity, of how it is that mass can curve space and time as well with it, and so will then be sending ripples across space-time. And those through such things as the LIGO detector, which are like very, very fine, precise machines that can measure those. That a thing, by the way, that Einstein theorized about a long time ago, and we first started detecting them in 2016. Those are like smaller than an atom, the wave that we are detecting. So they are passing us by here and there, and we can barely feel them. Especially because the phenomena that causes them, the black hole collapse that will generate such mass and send ripples towards space, literally are so far away. As an example, one of the black holes that we of course know in our Milky Way galaxy is the one in the center of our Milky Way galaxy, our AGN, as we call it, active galactic nuclei. But also you have the likes of Gaia BH1, which is a black hole located, I think, 1,500 or so light years away. Yeah, it is that far, okay? That's the distance that we're talking about here. So naturally, if you're not versed in these things, that is fine. You might just understand gravity wave and be like, wait, gravity that pulls on waves of water? Is that what they mean? There's no such thing. If you are actually versed in what a gravitational wave can be, this is extremely cringy.
The gang tries to trick the smoke monster into eating the EMP, but the plan falls apart, all because Sam forgot to set his phone to airplane mode. Because of Sam's chronic tech usage, the Earth is truly doomed. There is no Bruce Willis to stay behind and detonate the moon. Not giving up on the Earth just yet, our trio decides to go inside the hull to confront the monster head-on. The moon rock begins to shift into metallic steel.
This must be the hull of the megastructure. The moon's mantle's just a protective shell.
Alright, so I might have left out one important piece of the story. The moon is fake. The moon's actually an artificial megastructure.
I love this. This is the one part that made me just switch from the I hate it to okay, this is just the best thing ever. Because I've talked about this before. Like, I absolutely I hate conspiracy theories, because a lot of them has to deal with some of the most mundane stuff, and they make people believe in nonsense and just make people angry. However, in the context of making up something that is just outright just ridiculous for the sake of funsies, I'm all in. And if your idea is not to go like, we're not gonna do a Transformers kind of thing where the dark side of the moon actually had Transformers in there, nor are you trying to pull the moon landing is fake kind of scenario. No, that part is true. The astronaut did make it there and came back. But it's not true is that the moon itself is fake. That big dumb grey ball of cheese is actually made of metal, and it is sentient.
And the entire moon is hollow inside. It houses a Dyson sphere with a white dwarf. And the guy who called it all from the very beginning was Sam.
What would Elon do?
The whole movie, Sam schizo rants about how the moon isn't real, and the further along the plot we go, the more you realize, oh shit, this guy's right. Each one of these movies takes a batshit conspiracy theory and then just makes it real.
You lure them in with humor, then you make them think.
It's beautiful. And because this giant spheroid is made up of sci-fi alien metal, it isn't going to break up once it gets close to Earth. The moon dust and the rocks are all just a facade. The smoke monster turned the moon into a giant bowling ball that's careening into Earth to kill all of humanity. After running away from the smoke monster, the gang crashes inside one of the moon's hangars. They wake up in that one room Squidward was stuck in.
Yeah.
Apparently this entire time, the moon ran on an advanced version of Windows 7, and it has its own construct AI that runs everything. The space AI just begins lore dumping on Patrick, and by proxy, us the audience. This disaster B movie from Roland Emmerich has lore, deep lore. Billions of years ago, an ancient civilization controlled most of the galaxy. All was right and good.
Look. See this shot right here? I swear they stole assets from Elysium. You know, the movie with... actually, I mentioned District 9 in the previous video, right? Because Matt Damon is playing in that movie, and Charlotte Copley... Boy, I have difficulty pronouncing his name. He, who played the main character in District 9, whose alien body promised him to return, but
it's been 84 years.
Also was part of the movie, so yeah, I definitely believe that it stole assets from Elysium.
Until it wasn't. The advanced AI the aliens used to build their society just decided to rebel one day. So there was a galactic spanning war between the aliens and the AI, and the AI won, destroying all of the shield worlds the aliens built, except for one. The last refuge for the aliens' descendants.
Us.
Humanity. Yep, the moon was built by ancient humans. Ancient, spacefaring humans. That's the plot of Moonfall 2022. So, I'm going to be honest.
Motherfucker, he made all of the Anunnaki fans just cream their pants. Oh no.
I love this. If you're going to have a movie about the moon slamming into Earth, there better be an explanation for it. Oh, why is the moon out of its orbit? Why can the shuttle fly out of the water? And then Moonfall just goes boom. Ancient humans built the moon. Shut up.
I got you now, you fucking moron, bitch!
The funniest part of this whole artificial moon thing is that NASA knew about it the whole time. The Apollo missions discovered it was hollow. NASA found out the smoke monster existed decades ago and was even trying to kill it, but then they just didn't.
The only shot we had to stop it was Zulu X-Ray 7. It was shut down, shelved. For budgetary reasons.
Yep.
All of this was thanks to budget cuts.
Yep.
I entirely forgot to talk about the B plot of this movie.
You do know how to start a car, right?
So, the second part of this movie is the kids and the obligatory Chinese actress going on a little road trip adventure. They have to get to safety. How do you get to safety from the moon slamming into the planet? You tell me. Probably not by going high up into the mountains, though, where the moon is the closest and the air is the thinnest. So they go high up into the mountains. The Rockies have a bit of a crime problem, apparently, because the kids are immediately carjacked by some goons.
Smartass!
And these goons are some minor antagonists for the rest of the movie. The two villains in Moonfall are an intergalactic AI that has been fighting humanity for billions of years,
some dudes.
and some rednecks.
You a college boy?
So anyway, our trio teams up with Space Alexa to destroy the robot before the military nukes the moon.
Let's go, you son of a bitch.
I don't think the nukes are the main thing anyone should be worrying about anymore, but to save the world that rejected him so Samuel Tarley of Hornhill finally accepts his destiny as a PC gamer and destroys Xbox once and for all.
And becomes
the moon
one
avoids
with it.
narrowly crashing against the Earth. The world is truly saved. You can tell it's saved because the movie ends with this happy orchestral music, and our characters are all smiling at one another. Okay, well, let's make this clear. The world is basically over, right?
It's wrecked.
Everything is dead. I can't think of another movie other than The Knowing that had this amount of total destruction. This movie is like one of those videos you see online that says, what would you do in this situation? And then it's just this. I don't know, what would I do? Die, I guess? Sure, you technically accomplished your mission and stopped the moon from completely crashing into the Earth, but it was still barely, like how a D- is technically passing. Forests were ripped out of the ground. The Chrysler Building is just in the Rockies. The last of the American government got crushed by a rock. I'm pretty sure what just happened was 1,000 times worse than when the asteroid hit the dinosaurs. All of our main characters are going to live in an absolute hellscape for the rest of their lives. We're talking constant famine, space debris will constantly fall from the sky. This is now just the Earth from Cowboy Bebop, a constantly changing landscape riddled by asteroids. Human civilization is permanently stunted. This planet is just unsuitable for life now, but at least Sam gets to hang out with his cat Fuzz Aldrin in virtual reality. So that's cool.
Oh, perhaps Fuzz Aldrin, the one good choice that they made in this movie. And by the way, how come it be that you get digitalized, and I'm gonna be a little bit mean here, but Sam's entire plot was that he was a nutter who was making up conspiracy theories, was fat, that gets played as a joke a lot, and had irritable bowel syndrome. How come it be that when he gets digitalized, he remains fat? I'm just asking, okay? I'm just asking.
Cool.
Conclusion.
So there you go. That's Moonfall. It's kind of disappointing this movie failed so badly. We need more stupid films like this. Just absolute schlock. Roland Emmerich certainly isn't at the height of his career anymore, but I like that he can still make stuff that feels like it came from 2008. That sounds like a backhanded compliment. I hope he just keeps raising the stakes in these disaster movies. The amount of things being destroyed goes beyond our planet. So I propose his last movie should be his magnum opus. And I have an idea. I call it Andromeda.
No. Smashes the entire galaxy.
Sir, our galaxy and Andromeda are supposed to collide together in 4.5 billion years, but the readings I'm getting are off the charts. They don't make sense. I've done the calculations on my telescopometer, and English, damn it. Well, sir, if my calculations are correct, our two galaxies won't collide in 4.5 billion years anymore. The impact will be in 4.5 weeks. My God.
Okay.
My email is open, Emmerich. Contact me. I will write that movie. This is not a joke.
That's true. The Fire Nation. Fuck the moon. Like, I could actually see that being a plot for a movie where he just goes even further back in time, when the earlier version of what will become the Milky Way and Gaia Enceladus, the kind of sister galaxy that merged with us and created what we now have as the Milky Way, met. But those were actually piloted by Gurren Lagans, massive robots that were used in interstellar battles. Fuck yeah, I want to see that being a thing. Yo, Emmerich, you son of a bitch. Oh my god, this is quite something. Oh. I love and hate this movie at the same time. I cannot find the perfect middle ground for it, but yeah, it is one of the movies of all times. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. As always, please do make sure to go and subscribe to Cody from the PointlessHub channel. And of course, if you like this reaction, don't forget to hit the like button. And I wish you all to have a wonderful day. Next one is going to be Cloverfield, as many of you have requested. I checked that one out. Found footage. Here we come.